Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of One Man's Story of Survival. Just an update, One Man's Story of Survival may not always be about just one man's story of survival. I know that's confusing, but here's how we're gonna look at this. It's my story of survival, even though there may be more than one person on the server. Anyway, that's that's the plan. I do, it is my specific character's story, quote unquote, of survival, but not in this episode. In the future, there may be another character. However, let's continue working on our little skiff here. Shouldn't need too much power, so I'm going to go ahead and look here. This menu always takes forever. Alright, let's see, 3, 2, okay, and let's look up reactors. 6-point shouldn't be too bad, and that'll give us a nice little bit of energy. So let's go ahead and do a 6-point fusion reactor, and I'm just going to put that right. Let's put it right there. All right, so that we have our fusion reactor, we have our remote control. They all need to be welded up, of course. Well, the remote control might be finished. We need to go back to this one. Oh, it's finished. Okay, so we need to weld up these, which I think these use mostly motors. Yeah, no thruster components, which is cool. And we need to weld up the reactor, and we're going to need a couple different directions of thrust. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and find our other atmospheric thruster, this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind up right here. I didn't mean to do that one. Here, I think they're 2. They might be 3. Well, come on, point the right direction. That'll work. Sticking out just a little bit, it's okay. And then, all right, so we got that side. Too bad we're not in creative and can't do the, well, can't think of the word right now. It's the where things happen on both sides. Symmetry mode. Symmetry mode makes building ships so much easier. I did, and there's going to be a separate video to spotlight this, but I did actually get a working version of the mining platform that I was working on. But I'm going to do a separate video to actually highlight that, because it's not going to be part. I'll probably use a projector to build one in this series at some point, but that's not what we're working on right now. And I'm actually going to do 3 on this one. Oop, ran out of hydrogen, I think. Yep. Huh? Yeah, out of hydrogen. So let's go grab some hydrogen. Okay, right, yeah. There, and why isn't that working? There we go. So we have thrusters in all directions except for forward, and I'm about to do that right now. Oh, we don't have downward facing thrusters. See, well, we'll see how bad we need it, because gravity does a lot of work on the planet's surface for that, so we might not even need them. Oh no, that sucked. I wish that hadn't happened. Well, gravity will keep it still, but I just wish it hadn't happened. Oh, this grinder, man. So that, and then we need to go back here and do 5 and that, and like that. Okay, so now we need to get all this welded up, and we'll give it a test flight. I'll be right back after I get her all welded up. All right, everybody, I've got the important components welded up. I got all the thrusters in each direction done, and I actually added some gyroscopes. So let's give this thing just a little test flight and see how she handles. So remember, you can't just control it from the seat. So you have to go into the K menu, and, well, actually, why don't we just go ahead and do this? You hit G. No, that doesn't work. Okay, so we have to go into the K menu, and we have to go into remote control and control. And now we have control over it. Vertical's pretty good. We overload the reactor really quickly, and it uses about 50% for the inertial dampeners. Forward also. Ooh, wow, she drops when you move. Alright, so definitely need bigger reactor. But otherwise, it seems like the thruster component of it is going to be plenty thrusters, and it's got enough, vertical, horizontal, and lateral. I don't know if those are the right terms. It just doesn't have quite enough to fight gravity and fly at the same time, which is understandable. Let's see, movement is it's pretty nimble. So I think this is a good start. We just got to get a better reactor solution. We could do 2 or 3 more of these little 6 points, but I don't know if I like that idea. So I'm going to look into some of the reactors. Usually when I'm doing creative, just use the big fusion reactor, but that's not going to be as easy. Maybe some batteries. I'll have to look into it. I'll be right back after I figure out what I'm going to do. So I've decided, sorry about that, excuse me, I've decided I'm going to try out this azimuth reactor. I need to make 190 reactor components in order to construct it. So I just set the production queue up to do that. It should be done. Yeah, there they are. All thanks to my gravel resource extractor, which has already gotten to a few thousand on some items. Of course, these are still low because it's rare, but it's nice not having to worry while you build your initial ships so much. Of course, you'd want to have much more, than that. Oh, needs metal grids and steel tubes. So, we definitely would want more than that. I don't need that many. I think let's just put back 30 and then grab these. So this reactor should give us a little bit better oomph. So we will need to put uranium in it, and I've got some uranium now, but we'll just go ahead and take from these stores. I'm just going to grab one. This is just testing and experimentation, so I'm not going to waste a bunch of uranium in it, just in case it explodes, it goes flying off, and I lose it. So we'll throw that in there. It's sinking. So, alright, now we'll change our view, and we hit K, and we have remote control, so we have control of it now. Oh, we got a much bigger takeoff now. And we'll use 27%, and oh yeah, that's much better. I like it. And this is our little skiff we can use to get around the planet quickly. Probably put a cargo container on here so we can, if we, like, say we have a remote base somewhere. Ooh, yeah, stopping is quite tough, but I have a mod that increases the speed limit to 500, so that's why I just think the game has a hard time dealing with that. But of course, we probably will want remote bases or whatever, and we want to move materials. Well, we can use this. We can put a cargo container on it, and we can put a medium cargo container on it since it's a small ship, and use it to actually transfer our stuff. Now, one thing we're going to need to put on here real quick is landing gear, because you need landing gear. So go ahead and hit T, and then hit T to get out of the chair. And let's see here. Let's see, G. We'll go over the second one. We want landing gear, which is right here, and we will put it right there. Right there, and we'll go ahead and just do the same up front here. Actually, I'm going to step it back one. Excuse me. Yeah, right there and right there. And we can go ahead and set this thing down now. It won't attach, but we can weld it when it's lower. Remember, we got to go in here Does seem a little, crappy to have to go to control every time, but I'm okay with it because I get to have the seat instead of having to have a cockpit, and I just didn't want a cockpit on this thing. So, and I mean, I can put an antenna on it, which I will. I'll put an antenna too, and a camera, so that way I can fly it remotely. So, like, I can fly it from the station and move stuff around, or I could be working out, on my base somewhere, and I can use this remotely to fly it back. So, everything works very well. Very happy with the way it came out. It flies very well. The only thing I have left to do is put a cargo container on it, and then she'll be ready for missions. I actually left my game running for a few minutes. Okay, leave those on. I thought they were off. I left my game running for a few minutes so that way I could allow things to process in the gravel system. We'll take a look at what the results have yielded. Something really cool is I don't actually have any downward thrusters on this ship, and yet it's still, when you hit C, it still goes down. I think the thrusters that are pointed downward stop firing when you do that to allow for you to come down. So, like that. And T to get out of the remote control, and T to get out of the seat. Okay, so let's look at what we have processed with our gravel thingy. the technical term is gravel thingy. So let's see. If we look here, it looks like we've processed all our gravel, and in doing so, we've ended up with 7,000 iron, 4,000 nickel, 3,000 silicon, 2,000 cobalt, almost 3,000 cobalt, 1,400, 1,200 magnesium, 700 silver, 400 gold, 186 platinum, and 20 uranium. If we look here, let's see, I don't see any. Just type in gravel. Nope, we don't have any gravel left to extract. So what that means is, in order to get more resources, which we probably will need some more, we have to move that drill. And what I'll probably end up just doing is moving it over 2 blocks, not just one, because if I just do one, then it's not going to really, it's just going to get the side of this hole. But ooh, hit the ground a little hard there. I'll probably just move it over 2 blocks, and then I can take the pipe and just keep going over, and then drill down again. I don't want to fall down there and not have any hydrogen. I think I've got a tank on me though. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call this episode today. I think it might be a little short. I apologize for that, but we're going to get into something different tomorrow. The next episode, we're going to start on our escape vehicle. It's going to be hydrogen powered, I think. We have plenty of ice that we can use for hydrogen production. So we just got to get something built. So I'll probably go ahead and move this drill between episodes because you guys have already seen me build one, so you don't need to see me, move it every time. So anyway, thank you for watching. This has been DarkCX on RealCast. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and come back next week or come back next time for the next episode. And otherwise, just have a great day.